I'm really excited today to be announcing a collaboration between three of the key professional bodies in the psychological therapies. So the United Kingdom Council for Psychotherapy, UKCP, the British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapy, BACP, and the British Psychoanalytic Council, BPC. This is an opportunity for three organisations who've been committed to delivering the best possible therapy for many years to actually come together and share their experience and share their resources for the benefit for the clients and for the benefit of the profession.
Our organisations are more mature, more adult, and therefore more mature, I think, and more adult conversations can be had. And as is often the case, you sit around a table and you discover you've got more similarities than differences.
We shouldn't be scared of our differences. We don't all practice in the same way. And it doesn't mean there isn't value in the other. But so I would hope that we'll be able to represent what our members do accurately and not in a sort of competitive, like children squabbling over who's going to get the ice cream. Like in many professions, the tendency to sort of have factions and different groups, and they're not helpful in terms of the overall enterprise.
There is more awareness of mental health issues and the problems that people struggle with from a psychological perspective. And there are more people speaking out about their problems. And although there is still a lot of stigma, it is reducing slightly. Politically at the moment, having just gone through an election, we're first year into a 5-year term of office of a new government. During the course of the campaigning, there was much more talk about money for mental health services. We now need to make sure that those mental health services are put in place where they're needed.
In terms of the areas that we might look at in collaboration, there are common themes that are important to all organisations in our area.
Asking ourselves the question, well, who doesn't but needs to have access to services? Being able to present the profession overall as a profession that has standards and discipline, a capacity to be self-critical when we need to be.
I think we do that individually at the moment, and I think we do that very successfully. But my suspicion is that we can probably do that more efficiently and more robustly if we do that collaboratively.
It is work in progress. But the first, I think, important place to start is the improving access to counselling and psychotherapy and the range of therapies. I think looking at standards, at the ethics, the continuous professional development aspect of us as psychotherapists and counsellors, all of those will be parts of projects. And I think it's an evolving process, and come back and ask me in a year or two's time and we'll probably have a long list of projects.
I think we're struggling with lots of different issues around employability, issues around training standards, and I think what we can do in working collaboratively is begin to address some of those issues. My hope would be that the effect for members would be that we could start to have greater clarity around how to access the profession in terms of training. That in turn will give greater clarity to external stakeholders, and that can have benefits around employability and professional accountability.
The question we have to ask ourselves is, if we're to get the support from our members, is, what benefit is going to accrue to this collaboration? I hope that they'll see the value in the project and become more engaged in it. We don't live in a very mental health conscious society, so part of our task is to educate the public about the value and the importance of psychological work, but also to learn from what the public, the people who use our services, how they experience us.
I think for clients there are enormous benefits in this collaboration, and I think the benefits for clients need to be held centrally here because these are people who are often very vulnerable. What people want when they're experiencing distress is absolute trust in the professional that they're seeing. Trust that what they say they're going to do, they are going to do, that they're going to do it ethically, they're going to do it professionally, and that there's an evidence base for what they do. I think the three professional organisations that are coming together in this collaboration are doing that currently, and I think that we do that well. Being able to do that collaboratively, however, I think takes us to the next level.
Maybe our organisation might find this very welcoming. I'm sure there will be concerns as well, because there is something about one's identity with one's professional body. And I think quite rightly there should be some concerns, and I think members need to voice their concerns, and we need to listen to them as well. But bearing in mind that it is all towards moving forward together and increasing and strengthening the collaboration.
It may well be that some of the members have concerns about future collaboration. Across the three organisations, we're talking 50,000 people, thereabouts. And I think it would be unlikely if all those 50,000 people said, oh, that's fabulous, we accept it unconditionally. In terms of those people who may be wary or may be uncertain of what collaboration means, I think the onus is on the three organisations to respond to that anxiety transparently and openly, to reassure, to answer questions and to support people through the process.
I'm excited about this partnership because it's overdue. If we were starting again, I doubt we would think it's useful or helpful to the overall enterprise of psychological therapists to have three somewhat rivalrous organisations. It's not a very healthy state of affairs. I am excited about discovering how we can be more effective in terms of policy and better able to promote psychological therapies, counselling as a disciplined activity, thoughtful activity.
What I'm most excited about is that we are three organisations sitting around a table talking in a way that we haven't spoken before, and the opportunity that gives the profession, the professionals, the clients, the potential clients is enormous.
I've been a therapist for 25 years, and I've never understood why these organisations who essentially are committed to doing the same thing should be fighting about it. There is an inevitable process of storming. There is an inevitable process of us finding opposition, of finding identity. But actually this coming together across common themes is so exciting and I think could enhance the profession in so many ways.